What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for season 2 of the Ultimatum Queer Love, and honestly, I don't even want to talk about everything. We only got like 7 episodes, I believe, and then the second half of the season comes back July 2nd, I believe. Basic Is it July 2nd? I'm pretty sure it is July 2nd. Either way, it's coming back in a couple of weeks. Is it a couple of weeks? Yeah, next week or something like that. But here's the thing. A mess. A mess. Now, when I saw the first season was a mess in itself, but it was decent. And what really got the first season going is that one couple, Tiffany and her girl, and we found out how really, allegedly abusive she was or whatever. And I say alleged because, y'all ain't finna, come for me. But we saw how her behavior was, especially at the reunion and everything. And it was just the way that they didn't call her out the way that I wanted them to call her out and all that stuff. But here's my thing. I get why we can't get a queer host. Mama married to a man, okay? That's one thing. But, she did the best that she could. I felt a little bad for Miss Mamas, who was hosting the show, because on that last episode, was it the last episode when they was going back and, saying what they learned from their trial marriage and all that stuff. And when Megan, Dana was going at it, girl. And then, what's her name? Paisley? Is it Paisley? Girl, I don't know these people. Haley, that's what it is. The girl, all of them was involved in that shit. That girl, it was explosive, okay? Because at first, I looked at the cast, and I'm not going to hold you. Y'all know I support diversity, okay? I wanted a little bit more melanation in this thing. We only had one black couple, and I said, damn, so that means she gonna have to go to somebody that's non-black. And I'm like, okay, well, we can get this a chance. You gotta work with what you gotta work with. I'm telling you, no shade to anybody. It's just, I'm just not attracted like that to Caucasian people. We could be friends. But I said this all the time. I'm relationship now. We could be friends though, okay? But and this is why I can never go into a show like this. I can't go into shows like this because if I go into a show like this, it has to be melanated. It has to be melanated. No shade. Unless we going on to be friends or whatever, then we can do that. But if it's trying to get into an actual relationship, no. But here's the thing. For the most part, everybody was cool though. I was like, oh, okay, because at first I looked at the cast and I said, I don't know what they really giving. It's given that they're not going to give what I think the season should after it's been going for probably a couple of years now, right? And so I was a little bit wrong because a couple of them kind of gave it to me and I said, oh my God, you guys are such a fucking mess. You guys are a mess and y'all are terrible people. Narcissistic, egotistical, wannabe players, and a girl is just a mess. And you want to know what? Justice for freaking Britney. Okay? I said, oh my God, you mean to tell me ain't nobody gonna choose my girl? Girl, I don't even know you, but you fan as hell, okay? You are beautiful, and you was literally the most beautiful person in the whole cast. No shade. It ain't had nothing to do with nothing besides the fact that she was you look at her, I said, damn, bitch. I said, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Why y'all ain't choosing the girls? Okay? So let's just go into the couples right quick. So you do got AJ and Brittany. AJ is 28. Brittany is 27. Brittany was the one that gave AJ the ultimatum. They've been together like 4 or 5 years. Oh, Brittany, you a Virgo too? Virgos and Capricorns, they work well together. I just want you to know that. That's earth signs, okay? We work well together. But moving on from that, she do her thing. She's an entrepreneur, all that stuff. She got money. They do all that, right? Then you have Haley and Pilar. Okay? Haley gave Pilar the ultimatum. Haley is out to her people, right? Pilar is not out. I think Haley is out to her people. I just know Pilar was like, I think this is probably one of her first girlfriends, her one and only girlfriend or something like that. And her family, because she comes from a very conservative family, and once they found out that she was gay, they stopped speaking to her. And she said she didn't come out to her family that she was gay until 8 years into the relationship. What? And they've been together for damn near 10 years? That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, in her instance, you know, with Pilar and Haley, I can kind of understand the reason why Haley would want to be getting married at this point. Because, damn, bitch, we practically already are, because we've been together for damn near 10 years. And in a gay world / lesbian world, that's a whole lifetime. Okay? That is a whole lifetime. That's 60 years right there. You know what I'm saying? Might as well just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. All right? But I kind of understand some of the girls that be like, or the people in general who do not want to get married right away, or who don't see marriage in their future like that. They would rather just say, if what we have working now is working for us and it's not really changing anything, why do we need to get married? What is that going to change? I know for legal purposes it'll probably help out, but in other things you're like, well, it's not really going to change much. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But I also get being in a long-term relationship, and I mean a long-term relationship, and one of the partners actually want to get married, because we might as well. We've been here for like 10 plus years. I go with the philosophy of Kurt Russell and is it Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn? Yeah, they've been together forever. Ain't never got married. Okay, ain't never got married. Don't plan on it. Cal and Bridget. Cal is the ultimatum giver. Okay, she gave her girl the ultimatum. Let me tell you something. Bridget got on my goddamn nerves. Bridget, I just don't like you. I just didn't like the girlfriend. Okay, Bridget and her mullet. All right, that curly mullet. Now let me tell you something, girl. You look like you should have been into the barges or something. For real, for real. All right. Come on, bunny. That's what she was giving. And if you know, you know. But she literally was giving one of that girl groups from the 80s or something with the hair. And I probably would have liked it better if I liked her. I don't like her. She comes off a little bit too... I don't know. I will get to it. And mind you, they met on like a dating app. They met on like Hinge or something. Girl, that was... okay. And then you have Mel and Marie. Marie gave her the ultimatum. They got a food truck together. You know, this going into business with somebody that is your partner and not your legal wife. Oh, wow. That's just going to be messy, because I don't see how they're going to be together after this. Then you have Dana and Megan. Now, let me tell you something. I ain't never seen Megan spelled this way, Magan. But all right, girlfriend. Dana was the ultimatum giver. But yes, she was on here acting like she was the ultimatum receiver. Okay? Because she was receiving a lot of things, you know? And it was just really pissing me off. And she's a Gemini, and it makes so much sense. That flipping girl, two faces. Two goddamn faces, okay? Then you have Ashley and Marita, okay? I'ma just tell them to break up. First of all, girl, listen, break up, okay? Break up. That's just literally all that I got from, honestly, every couple needs to break up. Every couple needs to break up. Even though we didn't see that much with AJ and you know, her doing anything or whatever, but a lot of people don't like her at this point because of the simple fact that when they was going on the trial, trying to do the dating stuff or whatever, she do come off very, very, very like she want to be a player. When her and Brittany was talking about the whole situation of them trying to, you know, they doing this whole thing, she was not worried. And see, that's a red flag to me. First of all, signing up for this show, everybody that signed up for this show and said, let's come on and put our relationship on the line. Our relationship is already on the line, obviously. And let's further put it on the line by signing up and getting on this show. And letting somebody else come in between us. And then risking the fact that we could possibly break up. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, especially if you still want to be with this person. Why would you come onto a show like this and put your relationship further at risk? If you have to give someone an ultimatum to get them to see you, to hear you, to be with you, and all of that stuff, if you have to say, I'm going to do this, or I need you to do this, or you're going to lose me, let them go. Let them go. I don't feel like ultimatums in that sense should be given in relationship. That person, the person that you are with and the person that is with you need to already want to have that in their mind, that they want to see a whole future with you. They want the same thing. Y'all have to talk about these things before y'all actually get together. And most of these relationships, what I'm seeing is a lot of people are not trying to be friends. They want to rush and get into a relationship. Baby, we're going to have to talk before I claim you. Okay, I need to get to know you. Okay, yeah, we meet up or whatever, we start talking and all that stuff. Girl, that don't mean that we finna be girlfriend yet. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't even want to fuck you at that moment because I don't know you like that. I want to get to know you to a point where I can get comfortable enough putting my mouth on you like that. And vice versa. You should want to do that too. I want to see if our ideologies align and all of that stuff before we get to that place of where we calling each other girlfriend, and then come to find out, oh, we have absolutely nothing in common. No, people don't want to get to know people first before they get into a relationship and see if they're actually compatible. Okay, and that's literally why we got shows like Love is Blind and The Ultimatum. Well, actually, just The Ultimatum at this point, because goddamn. God damn, this season was trifling as hell so far. Okay, now let me tell you something. It was a slow burn for me. It was a slow burn, but I wound up watching all this shit earlier today. Okay, and I said, ooh, when it started ramping up, it started ramping up. All right, so we get up into the episodes. Like I said, everybody come out there, and they get together. They do the trial thing, try to go around, do the date and all that stuff. Basically, you got, listen, the way that I see it with Marita, I don't even know how to say her name. Is it Marita? Marita? Girl, we're going to call her Mary. Mary and Ashley. Mary Kate and Ashley, baby girl. That girl do not want to marry you, Ashley. She don't want to marry you. First of all, she feel like you ain't doing enough. Okay? She said, basically, first of all, she be looking at other people, flirting, all that. Well, and she said, listen, bitch, I don't see nothing wrong with looking. If you ain't giving me what I need, I'm going to look and see just in case I can see a possibility. Break up. If that's what you got to do, break up. Okay? If you feel like after all this time, y'all been together for 3 years, after all this time, you're still not getting what you need, and you have explicitly put it out there what you want and what you need to make you happy in this relationship, break up. Okay? That's all that it is to it. Doing this, yes, it put a mirror to the cracks that are going on. It shines a light on it because other people are seeing it and other people are saying what it is that you need to do, and you actually could probably see what it is. But at the same time, Ashley really wasn't trying to hear that shit. Okay? Ashley really wasn't trying to hear that shit because she was just like, well, girl, damn it, bitch. What else do you need me to do? I do everything that you saying that you want me to do. What else you need me to do? And Marita was trying to tell her what she needed her to do. And it did sound like it was a little petty or whatever, or a little like, oh my God, you're nagging and nagging. But if this is what she needs, this is what she needs. This is what she's telling you. And if you feel like you're doing all that you can and you just cannot please her the way that she wants you to, then you need to break up. Okay? Moving on from that, we get AJ and Brittany. It's one of those situations where it feels like when they got together, AJ was the one that was up doing everything, and then Brittany all of a sudden became the one that became, more of a financial person, independent, don't really need her, but want her. She could take care of her own. She'll be good with or without her type of situation. Like, they brought a house, or I should say Brittany brought a house for them. And you still got issues? Girl, you back me in a house, we locked in forever. Okay? Come on. And it just gave very much player vibes, okay? Because once it came to the point where it was their last night there, AJ didn't even really, she didn't give that she really just wanted to stay with her, okay? At the beginning. Now, at the end, towards the end, and realizing where their relationship was going in the trial marriage that they had with a different partner, yeah, it became just a friendship type of thing. Their vibes was only friendship because she wound up linking up with Marie, but we'll get to that. But at the same time, when it came time for them to do the dates and stuff, to see who they're going to go and do their trial marriage with, baby, AJ went full force. Okay, she couldn't wait. It was literally like looking at Love Island when Taylor came through. Okay, the way he jumped over Alandria when he found out that Nick was still there. Fuck Alandria. He went over there to Nick. Baby, that's how AJ was. AJ said, fuck Brittany. Let me go ahead and talk to her. You know? And I mean, she was putting the charms on. AJ got away with words, okay? She's a sweet talker. She's that type of person that she'll probably talk you out your drawers, all right? And then will leave you there and never call you again. That's the type of person that she gets, okay? And it was annoying me because it comes off a little bit cringy in a sense because it's like, are you being for real? Because she even said it like that when she was describing her relationship with Brittany. She was using so many, colorful words and just being very poetic with it. Waxing poetically, talking about the relationship as if it was so perfect. And if it's so perfect and if this woman is all of this to you, why is it that you're having problems to the point where you need to come onto this show? And then when you're talking about other women that you literally just went on a date with, one little date that wasn't even probably an hour or so, and you literally just met from 1 or 2 times, you're talking and waxing so poetically about them as well and saying all of these things about how they're so great and this is what I need if I was to get married, we'll be this and this is what. I'm like, oh my God, why can't you say all of this to your girl? Why can't you speak to your girl like this, your actual woman, but you can say all of this stuff about a stranger that you only known for 2 days? Baby, that gave me the ick. That gave me the ick. I was just like, ew, AJ. Like, are you really on here just to be flirting and to show that you got a little bit of game or something? And if that was the thing, you really ain't had that much to pick from, to be quite honest. No shade to the ladies, but this group of girls, the masculines, everybody looked the same. Everybody looked the goddamn same, okay? I needed a little bit of more variety, Where the bombshells coming in at? Girl, I gotta start looking at Love Island. Y'all done got me hooked on that shit. I gotta look at the episode that came on tonight. But anyway, so you got that right. Brittany, and I mean, she didn't feel bad about it. She wasn't having no hesitation about it. And I mean, I get what the premise of the show is, but damn. Brittany, of course, mind you, you're the ultimatum giver. And it's like, again, I'm going to have to get on you. And I'm going to have to get on the ones that give out the ultimatum. You can't, I just feel like if you're going to come on a show like this, and you're the one that's giving the ultimatum to your partner, and you know the premise of the show already. You know the premise of the show already and what the rules are, what's going to happen. I know it's a human emotion. I know it's natural to feel some type of way, especially if you truly, truly love someone. You do not want to see them getting with anybody else. You don't want to see them talking to anyone else in the way that they talk to you, be hugged up on them and all of that stuff. You don't want to see that. I understand that. And if you don't want to see that and you can't handle that, why bring them on the show and start crying and doing all that stuff? Why hurt your own feelings? Why put yourself through that? Girl, but she got over it a little bit. And I just felt really bad because, AJ, AJ and Marita, girl, them two, mind you, Marita younger than her and she look older. No shade. She's a nice girl. I'm not even going to do that. A lot of the people look older than what they were. Most of these people are in their late 20s, okay? Mid to late 20s. And y'all look old as shit. Okay? Y'all look really older, But that's neither here nor there. And I bring that up because y'all don't look y'all age, but y'all act younger than y'all age. That's why I bring it up. Okay? And it's really very, very telling. It's very, very telling. All these couples need is real good communication. And that is always what's lacking in these relationships. So AJ was talking to damn near everybody. Okay? And then you got Bridget, when they was going at the table, trying to pick their trial person that they're going to go with. Bridget wound up saying, because she did have a conversation with a couple of other girls and was like, Oh yeah, come to find out, AJ basically telling us all the same thing and she doing all the same thing. Now on the one hand, AJ 9 out of 10 was, okay? And for Bridget to bring that up, I felt some type of way. It was like, what are you trying to do? If you don't want to kick it with her like that, then just say you don't want to kick it with her, all that stuff, whatever. But technically speaking, you're dating. So what is she supposed to do? If you go on regular dates with people, if you have to go out and go on this date this day and this date that day or whatever, 9 out of 10, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be saying the same thing. You're going to put your moves on to try to fill out the situation. So what exactly was AJ doing that was that bad? 9 out of 10, you probably should have been doing the same thing, to be quite honest. All right, you're filling out. That's what it is. You're trying to see who is and who's going to connect or whatever. And if those was the moves that she can put out, those was the moves that she was going to put out. She put that out there trying to make it seem like AJ, granted, she comes out, even though I said she gives me the ick sometimes, she wasn't even the worst person on the show. Okay? She wasn't even the villain. And by the end of the show, I was actually here for her. Okay? Hopefully I'll still be here for her and Britt, after this, but for the second half. But the way Bridget was put that out there was trying to make her like she was just this terrible person and she was out here just trying to play a game. Okay? And technically speaking, bitch, if I would have came on a show like this, I wouldn't take the shit serious. It'd be a game to me, bitch. Okay? Now, you gotta risk the fact that if we're doing a trial marriage and you're going to do some stuff like this with somebody else and we're supposed to be single, we're supposed to be getting with somebody else, baby, you going to have to tell me the ground rules, okay? We're going to have to discuss what are we supposed to do. Now, in a trial marriage, we are supposed to be acting as if we are married, right? So what does marriage entails? Marriage entails doing things together. You in the home together, sleeping in the same bed for the most part. You're probably cooking for each other. You're waking up to each other. Probably kissing and then probably fucking and all that other shit. Now, baby, we got to lay the ground rules. Do you want us to kiss? Can we kiss? Can we touch? Can we fuck? What can we or cannot do? Okay? Put that out there on the forefront. And then if somebody go on here, you already knew that, and you still went on ahead and did that shit, I was over and done with. That's what you do. Okay? But, baby, I don't know if these people had these conversations. I don't know if they had these conversations. Okay? So we get to the people, also you had Mel, right? Which is short for Melissa. Mel, she had a connection with Dana and she also had a connection with Brittany. And I literally thought that she was going to choose Brittany. But as I look back on it and I see how everything went, I can understand why she chose Dana, okay? Mind you, Dana was the one that gave the ultimatum to Megan. And I felt for Megan because Megan also comes from this culture where she's Lebanese, okay? She comes from this culture where that's just not, she's not comfortable with herself because 9 out of 10, she's not comfortable being around her family. She probably hasn't even told her family. I can't remember, but she probably did and they don't accept it or whatever. And so she has a lot to deal with. And you have to give people like that a little bit of grace, especially coming from cultures and religions and nationalities and all of this other stuff and beliefs that do not accept homosexuality the way that some of us may. You know what I'm saying? Some of our family members probably have. You know what I'm saying? Even in this day and age, no matter how, progressive everything has become, there are some people, unfortunately, that still do not accept that and still will disown you. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to tread lightly with that. And so you can tell that a lot of stuff was building up in Megan. She had a lot of conflict that was going on and she was holding on to a lot of stuff. And I can instantly tell, given the way that her and Dana's dynamic was in the very beginning, she didn't feel comfortable telling Dana shit. And even if because it just felt like if she was trying to tell her things, Dana really wasn't listening. That's what it felt like. Okay. So then you get that going on. And like I said, Mel and Dana are the same goddamn people. All right. Mel and Dana are the same goddamn people. When I realized, because she winds up choosing, like I said, Mel and Brittany, they were like connecting. I'm thinking, oh shit, like they really vibing. It wasn't on no, I'm trying to fuck or nothing like that. It was really on a personable level. So I'm thinking, oh, please pick Brittany. Please pick Brittany. But at this point, by the time we get through, I said absolutely not. Thank God you didn't, because I would have been really pissed if you would have fucked my girl over like that. Okay, you would have played some games, the head games and all that shit. AJ probably would have had to beat her ass. You know, it just would have. Yeah. Okay, but then again, I feel like Brittany was too smart for that, and Brittany wasn't gonna let that shit fly the way that Dana did, because Dana wanted that. Dana wanted that attention. Dana was just as bad as goddamn Mel, okay? And Dana was all about the physical in the goddamn place, okay? It really wasn't about no emotional connection and all that stuff. It was physical, bitch. You couldn't tell me no different. Meanwhile, Cal and what the girl name is, Pilar, wind up getting together, okay? They had that connection. Bridget, she wound up getting with Ashley, all right? And then it came down to when AJ was going to choose between Marie, who was Mel's girlfriend, and Martia, girl Marmar. It came down to her, and I'm telling you, I thought she was going to pick Marita, okay? I know I'm butchering that girl name. I apologize, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I really thought AJ was gonna, pick her because they was all up in each other's face. They just constantly kept on showing us them. But she wound up picking Marie, and Marita was like, "God damn, bitch! Now who the fuck I'm finna pick?" The two girls, the two films had to get together, okay? And it was Brittany and Marita, and I kind of felt bad in a sense because I feel like them two didn't get the full experience that they were coming there for, because they had to be in a relationship with each other, and technically speaking, they were just homegirls. They were just homegirls, doing each other hairs and being able to talk to them emotional or whatever. So they connected on that level. And in that sense, I feel like they had probably like one of the best trial marriages, because they were actually just being one with each other. They were actually just being on that, I'm your girl, you could talk to me about this, I'm listening to your emotions, and I hear you, I'll do some little nice stuff for you or whatever. You ain't gotta ask because you deserve it or whatever, because I'm a girl's girl, you're a girl's girl, that type of situation. And I actually dug it, and they was cool with it. So we can take that off the counter, right? AJ and Marie, they was cool. They was cool, girl. I really, I thought they was really gonna be digging, and they was gonna have a good little trial thing. I really thought AJ was gonna probably try to put the moves on Marie, try to, go a little bit further than what further is, up until it come to a point where we see this video camera footage, the black and white footage, and we see it over in Brittany's apartment, and we see it in AJ's apartment. AJ is going out. And then Brittany's going out, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Girl, come to find out they had met up with each other a couple of times. And see, AJ kept it real. AJ told Marie, listen, I met up with Britt a couple of times or whatever, because at one point when she came in, Marie was standing at the in the hallway door. Okay, she was standing there like, bitch, what the fuck? I said, oh my God, what? Go back to bed. And because of that, Marie felt some type of way, okay? And her defenses that went up, and whatever she felt for AJ on a romantic tip, it went away, because she felt like, basically, you're robbing me of this experience because I thought you really wanted to do this with me after all of what you said, but then you go out and you're talking to your ex and you're seeing your ex, and it's not necessarily just about them seeing, it's the way that you're sneaking out to do it. Well, I'm in bed asleep or whatever in the middle of the night, you're going to talk to her, okay? And basically, she couldn't get past that for a moment. Mind you, they're only in a trial marriage for 3 weeks, okay, with each other. That first week didn't really go too well. But after that, they decided basically that it wasn't a romantic thing, okay? But they were cool with each other for the most part. So, yeah, you got that. Then that whole thing with Kyle and Pilar, the one main thing that came from them was boundary issues, okay? Because after, I think the first week or whatever, it gets to a point where I believe Pilar wanted to kiss Kyle. Kyle didn't want her to kiss them, and then they were out or something, and I think Pilar went on ahead and kissed them, I don't. Is her pronouns them and what is her their pronouns? She, they. Okay, so I'm good. Wanted to kiss her. You know what I'm saying? And or kiss them, and I was just like, oh wow. And she went on ahead and kissed her, and Cal was basically like, it was almost as if like she didn't want it, but then she didn't stop it the second time and was trying to make it a big deal. But I get it, it's a boundary issue, because if I told you once before that no, this is not what I want right now, and then you still sneak in and you do it, that was a boundary violation a little bit. But you know, Pilar, she was trying to, she just like, you're playing on my character and you're trying to make me seem like I'm doing something that's violating you or whatever. And in a sense, you kind of did, but at the same time, like Pilar said, baby, when I kissed you, you didn't pull back. You didn't pull back, so you was into it too. And I feel like the only reason why Cal kind of, you know, went that type of direction is because her and Bridget did come into the relationship, the situation, and they said, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to do that kiss and stuff, because once they got together and she wound up telling her that they did kiss, Bridget did feel some type of way about it. She felt some type of way about it. So I feel like that's just what it was. But they eventually was able to talk about it the next day, and everything got back on track or whatever. So there's that. Ashley met up with Kyle's parents, and I think her parents or whatever. And really nice people, really accepting people. And I would be okay if them two would have got together, but no, it's just not gonna work. I would want Pilar and Cal to get together. I don't want Cal with Bridget. Bridget feel like she just so domineering. Is that what they call it? Girl, she just feel like she the dominant one, and she be telling that lady what to do. She be telling her what to do and just micromanaging everything. Okay, her and that mullet, you know. It just gives very much that. But anyway, I don't even want to talk about all of that. Let's get to Megan, Haley, Dana, and Mel. Because this is where the mess started. Mess began and mess ended on this damn show. When I say they gave us the drama, baby, they gave us the drama. And that shit was so fucking crazy. Here's the thing. I don't understand, how are you in a relationship with someone for 3+ years and you get with someone else on the show, by their ad, with cameras in your face and mic'd up, and you are able within 2 weeks tell them things that you have never told your partner. Mel told Dana that she can't have kids. She never had the desire to have kids. And also, even if she did, she cannot have kids because she found out she had some issues, some medical stuff when she was 16, and it said that it's not possible for her to have kids or to literally kill her. And I was like, well, and Dana said, you know, how does Marie feel about this? She was like, she doesn't know. This is what I'm talking about when I say, why are we together with somebody that we don't know? Why do you not tell your... And then talking about the fact that, you know, that Marie, even though she hasn't brought up the fact that she probably would want some kids, you can tell that she might want some kids. Why have you not told her these things? If you are in a relationship, and not only are you in a relationship for 4 years, you are in business with this person. Y'all own a business together. What the fuck? And you tell a complete stranger that you've only known a few days that you cannot bear children, or that you don't want children. You can't bear children and you don't want children. And you never told your partner that of 4 fucking years? She got to find that shit out when she watched with us. That's crazy. And at that moment right then and there, bitch, I would have said, now, if I would have seen everything else before it got to that moment, I would have said, bitch, let me just say, fuck you and we're done. Okay? If they would have made it through this whole thing before the show showed up, aired and they still stayed together and be sitting at home watching this shit, bitch, we would have been done right then and there, okay? Because hell the fuck no. Hell the fuck no. But Megan and Haley get together, right? And I've kind of felt bad for Megan because Megan wanted to go home. Megan, when they was going through the whole process of trying to pick somebody, nobody was really... She said she was being real, bitch. Megan said, I'm not vibing with none of these motherfuckers here. Okay? I don't want to be with anybody. I'm not clicking with them. What's not clocking to you, okay? I'm standing on business. Oh, Justin Bieber's okay. But, yeah, she just was like, I don't vibe with none of them. I'm not attracted. I'm not feeling nobody or whatever. She stayed in the experience because Dana wanted her to stay in the experience. And that's because Dana had already picked out who she wanted to be with and she already had her eyes laser focused on male. That's why she wanted to go ahead and play around with that. And she wanted that opportunity. And she basically said, Megan, you're not about to fuck this up for me. Okay, so get your shit together. Get your head in the game and go around and do this shit for me, okay? It's all about Mel. It wasn't about anybody else. It wasn't about the sake of their relationship. It was about, I should say, Dana. It wasn't about the sake of their relationship. It was just about Dana. That's literally what it is. Dana is a fucking narcissist. That's just what it is, okay? Moving on from that, Megan finally plays the game. And she gets, feels like a little attraction. And she gets to know Haley. And they do their trial marriage or whatever. And once again, we have another couple where one person don't feel safe enough to really expose all of their feelings and emotions to that other person in the relationship without feeling as though they're going to be belittled or not listened to or like, oh my God, why are you so emotional? Get over it type of situation. She felt so guarded with her emotions and all that shit that she felt an instant fucking relief with Haley and was able to tell her so much shit and to cry in front of her and to just open up about her feelings and not be put down. She felt fucking safe with Haley right off the bat. That says a whole bunch of lot about your goddamn relationship, Dana. Okay? That lady was able to do that. They was only together for a year and a half. Break the fuck up. Okay? Get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here. Y'all, don't even go no further. Don't go no further than what you are. But yeah, so you got that going on. And Megan and Haley were really getting into it. Like, you see the emotional aspect of things. You literally see them connecting on an emotional level, right? Whereas you get Mel and Dana, you can clearly see it's lust. You can clearly see it's lust. Baby, they was hugged up on each other from the jump. Hugged up on each other. Oh my God, I can't stop thinking about you. I just want to be in your presence all the time. I don't think that's good that I gotta be with you all the time. I can't even let you go nowhere. The only time that I'm not with you is when you in the shower. I said, that's because you want to fuck. That's just what it was, Dana, okay? And that's exactly what wound up happening. I don't think it was an emotional thing. It could have been an emotional connection with them too, but I feel like it was more so of a lustful relationship type of thing. And they did wind up having sex because I think that was on episode 4, episode 5. One of them episodes, bitch, that episode started off and all you heard was moaning. Whoever was doing it was getting it in. I said, I know that's who. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. That was them. And then in that same episode, we found out Megan and Haley got some goddamn too. Okay? And see, I can honestly, Megan and Haley, Mel and Dana did the same damn thing. Okay? They both fucked each other. That's just what it is. They was all fucking. That's just, they said, bitch, we in a trial marriage. We in a fucking marriage. This is what happened in marriages, okay? We have emotions and we had sex. And they wound up having sex, okay? Both couples, all right? But see, the difference is, the reason why I'm not so pissed off about, Megan and Haley is because Dana is just dirty. Dana and Mel are just dirty, okay? Now, granted, Megan could possibly, I feel like, maybe because I kind of see myself in Megan a little bit, because it takes us a minute to kind of open up, you know what I'm saying? And then we're so guarded with our feelings. At least I am. I'm so guarded with my feelings. I recently just went through some shit where, Like, trying to get to know someone and then having it backfire, because again, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna jump into a relationship. I want to get to know you to see if I'm compatible enough with you and see if this is something that could actually be a relationship or it can just be a friendship. And because I guess I wasn't moving fast enough for that person and all this other stuff, like, you know, and they damn near was obsessed with me anyway. So it's just like, you know, they didn't even let me get to that part before shit kind of fell apart. And it's like, that's where I just keep my feelings to myself sometimes. It's a guardedness, you know? You don't feel like you can put things out there, because once you do, you feel like it can go and be used against you, or it can backfire. Understandable. And then when you got Dana up here hugged up on Mel like they been together forever. Y'all already talking about how, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna go from doing this and without you having been in my life. You're gonna have to be in my life one way or another or whatever. But at one point, I feel like it came to a point where Mel kind of was more so into Dana than Dana was at one point. Because I really feel like Mel probably would risk her relationship with Marie and be like, Marie, we can't get it because I want to be with Dana. She gives me that, but Dana wasn't really giving me that to her, okay? And so for Dana, it really was just a lust thing. I really feel that way. With Megan and Haley, I really feel like they actually truly fucking connected. Like, Megan found somebody that truly understood her, was not judgmental to her, was not putting her down. I really feel like, I don't know what goes on that relationship, but from what we saw and just the little shit that we seen in these 7 episodes with them two, I feel like it's at the least emotional and verbal abuse that's going on in that relationship. You saw when they was on that phone and Megan said, bitch, I don't give a, according to Jessica, according to Dana, I don't give a fuck what the fuck going on. Fuck you and all that shit. You can go the fuck home by yourself and all that. And I just knew, I was like, damn, Megan, come to find out, girl, they was going back and forth at each other. The way they edited that one conversation in, to make it seem like Megan was the one that was truly the aggressor and the bad guy that just basically said fuck everything. And then when they get to the point at the end on episode 7, when they got together and they was doing the change back to their original partners and basically explaining that, oh no, Dana was saying some shit to her. And so that basically was like a retaliation. Like, bitch, okay, well, fuck you too, ho. You know, that type of shit. You want to do this and do that. But see, what really pissed everybody off, especially Marie, and I felt so bad for Marie, because on that one scene when she said they was out and they seen them out and they basically act like they didn't know neither one of their partners. Dana and Mel act like they didn't know any one of their partners, didn't say shit or whatever to them. Yeah, that would have made me feel some type of way. Like, I understand that we supposed to be in this trial marriage or whatever, and we with this other person and all of that stuff, but it doesn't hurt for you to just say, hey, what's up? You know, how you doing? You could have said that. That wouldn't be a violation or, you know, disrupting the marriage or whatever. They're not trying to get back with you technically. They're just saying, hey, acknowledge me. You know, I see you. You good? Okay, cool. And keep on going. But to act like you don't see the person after being with that person for 4 years, because you with this person for a couple of weeks? Oh, hell no. Hell no. I felt so bad for Marie. I really did. Because Marie, she seems like such a gentle soul, okay? And she just seems like a person that once she loves you, she loves you. And she's the type of person that probably can get very much taken advantage of. And I feel like she's getting taken advantage of and used around, like, with Mel. By Mel. Fuck. But, yeah. She don't deserve, well, I know, Mel don't deserve her, okay? But when it got down to that part, when they went on the dates, well, the receivers went on it, went out to each other, and then the ultimatum givers went to another outing with each other, and when Mel and Megan had that little conversation and all that stuff, girl, I know you, like, they trying to check each other. Man, I'm going to just need you to just sit this out, okay? Because you know what you over there doing with her woman, all right? And then when the receivers or the one that was giving it, Haley and Haley wind up telling them that, rumor has it that your ass was up there fucking around with you and Mel was up there fucking around, and it's some proof that happened and all that stuff. The way that Dana got so in her feelings, especially when it came to the time when they supposed to switch back and saying what they learned and all that stuff, and when they brought that up, Haley probably, listen, I don't care how Haley explained it. Girl, it was a little bit messy, but you was looking out for your boo-boo, okay? Because, yeah, I get it. I probably would have did the same thing, be like, that bitch do not deserve you, baby. That bitch do not deserve you, because I can already see it. And she over there fucking, mind you, they fucked too. Bitch, you got your goddamn nerves, Haley. All right, I would have been like, if I was there, I was like, bitch, you got your goddamn nerves. That's literally how Dana was. And you up here trying to do this, and you up here trying to do that. What's the proof? What's the proof? What's the proof? Baby, the proof was in the Spotify accounts. And did you peep the fact? When on one of the episodes, Mel and Dana was coming into their apartment, Dana came in and she took her shirt off and her bra off and her titties was just out. And Mel was like, damn, bitch, you just naked like that? She was like, I like to be naked. And she ran up into the room and Mel went right there in there behind her. That's when they start fucking. Like, y'all, you looking at each other naked. You can't tell me that you're not going to do nothing. That was an invitation. Like, come on, Dana and Mel, we're not stupid, okay? The way, when we get to the, switching up back to our original partners, the way them couples was going at each other, or I should say Dana and Megan was going at each other, and they was calling, Megan and Haley was calling them out about them fucking and all that shit, and then saying that it wasn't no proof, wasn't no proof. It was the way that I'm sitting here like, well, damn, bitch, Megan, you gonna step up and you gonna be like, because she was like, oh, we can tell you everything that went on in our stuff, okay, because we had no problem with doing that. I was waiting for her to say, well, yeah, I was fucking Haley too. Megan ain't say none of that shit yet. It was all about calling Dana ass out. I said, now, Megan, you gonna have to tell the truth too, bitch, okay? We gonna have to be fucking honest. But they was like, when we tried to go and turn on the goddamn music and get into our Spotify account, baby, both y'all accounts popped up. Y'all name on the goddamn account. You seeing, we seeing sex playlists and all that shit. And then one of the playlists and songs that you made for me, Dana, you done took me off of it and you done put her ass on there. Like, bitch, how the fuck you think that make me feel? And that's how I know your asses was fucking. I said, goddamn, Spotify done got y'all asses fucking tied up. Because why are we playing sex songs if we not finna fuck? Baby, we don't heavy pet over here. We don't bump jeans. We bump cooch, okay? Not through the jeans. Bare naked. Hairs and hairs together. Clitoris meeting clitoris. That's what we do. Put a little finger up in there, blow a little something. That's just what we do. We're not stupid, okay? And that kind of shut them up a little bit, especially Dana, because Dana was getting so loud. And even Brittany was like, why are you getting so defensive if nothing happened? If nothing happened, there's no reason for you to get so goddamn defensive the way that you're doing, And it was like, yeah, calm that shit down, bitch. What the hell is happening? Why are you doing all of that? And then when that Spotify comment came up, I said, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's why. Meanwhile, the whole thing was a tattoo. Dana and Mel need their ass whooped just for that tattoo shit alone. Okay, we could put the goddamn fucking to the side and the emotional so-called connection and lust for all that shit to the side. Getting a matching tattoo with a person that you only known for 3 weeks. When you and your partner of 4 years was going to get a matching tattoo and y'all had already said that y'all was going to do that together, and you go do that with somebody that you don't even know like that, and you mean to tell me y'all didn't have sex? Because I'm not finna get no matching tattoo with somebody that I don't know like that, and not on no intimate level like that, bitch, and that didn't blow my mind. Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely the fuck not. I do some crazy shit, but that's one thing that I'm not gonna do. Okay, you can go play with somebody else, baby. That's stupid. And that was so fucking hurtful. And I don't know if Mel was trying to get Marie to break up with her or whatever, but I felt like that was so fucking wrong, and I felt like that was a fucking slap in the face to Marie. And Marie, that part right there, you should have just said, fuck you, bitch. And that's over and it's done with. We ain't even got to wait till the end of to find out if this couple gonna get together, who's gonna get the ring, and who's gonna accept or not accept. We can just end this shit right now. Then we go back over there to Dana and Megan, and they was arguing in the car. They kind of calmed it down a little bit. They in the house, and they're going back and forth at each other, right? She did kind of apologize for the Spotify thing. But see, after all of this argument, she was like, okay, and what you and Haley do? She was like, yeah, me and Haley had sex. We went the whole way. Oh my God, I can't believe it. She leaves and she goes into another room, probably the bathroom, get on the phone. Mom, I need you to get on the plane. I need you to come get me right now. I need you to come out here right now. I need you. And I was just like, I know the fuck you not. Now, see, on the one hand, Megan was acting. Megan called Dana out and Mel like she didn't do nothing, like she was innocent and everything too. Okay, that's the part that really got me. But at the same time, I don't care because I don't like Mel or Dana. All right, I really don't. I'm gonna tell you this: Mel, Dana, and Megan, and they're terrible people. But out of the trio, I'll be on Megan's side because girl, whatever. Okay, because all of them was doing the same thing. They was all doing the same thing, and it's like Dana really is the villain. Dana and Mel are really the villain, to be quite honest, in this story to me. Baby, I thought Megan had turned over in that when Dana got up and went in that bathroom to go cry and to get on the phone to her mama. Megan turned around on that bed and pulled that covers up on her like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know if it was a producer or whoever that told her to get up and go see what's going on, but then she eventually turned around, got up out the bed, but then went out on the balcony. See what the fuck? Megan don't give a shit. Megan is clocked out. And you want to know what set Dana off for real too? Because Megan said that she was in love with Haley. I said, God damn. Now see, bitch, I ain't even gonna hold you. Megan. That shit would have pissed me the fuck off too. That shit would have pissed me. Dana, I'll give you a point on that. How the fuck you gonna come up in something and all of a sudden say that you in love with this bitch after 3 weeks? I said, oh, you are being a typical goddamn U-Haul ass lesbian. Next thing you know, after this experiment, they gonna be because they both said that they was in love with each other. I said after 3 fucking weeks, bitch, I can't move that fast. And I don't really feel like they're in love. They're not in love. It's just the fact that she was getting what she wasn't getting in her relationship from Dana. And so, therefore, it's the illusion of being in love. That shit would have wore off eventually once they got to truly know each other. Okay? Everything gets sped up. So, that's really what it was. And you getting your feelings after that when you was over there all emotionally up on that girl, basically wanted to be with her forever, getting matching tattoos, and now you in your feelings because the girl said that she was in love with another girl, but you getting matching tattoos with a stranger. Because that's what she was. I don't give a fuck. That's a stranger. Okay? Y'all ain't known each other long enough to be getting no goddamn matching tattoos, and I don't give a fuck what type of matching tattoos it was. Whether it was on whatever type of level, it was too much. It was too intimate, okay? And then y'all was fucking too, and then you trying to make it act like you wasn't, and make it a big deal that Megan was fucking with Haley, but you was fucking with Mel too, bitch. That's why I don't, because Megan admitted it. It took a minute, but she admitted it. But hey, Dana up here trying to act like she was innocent, like she ain't do shit with this girl. Stop it. I can't wait till part 2 come. Because if them two do not break up, they just need to go home. And I want this to happen where it gets to, let's say they stay. It gets to decision day. And Dana say, I can't be with you, Megan. I need to go be with Mel. And she goes over there to be with Mel, and Mel does not choose her, and she stays with Marie. I want to see that happen. And I cannot wait till the reunion happen. Okay? I really can't. Baby, at one point, the host, she got a little scared. She said, now hold on, because I'm a little small or whatever. I can't be breaking up nothing if y'all get to boxing, okay? Y'all got to calm that shit down. I said, girl, get a queer lady next time, okay? Baby, when they going to do I really want them, like, I love the fact that we do got the lesbians. Queer Love, Ultimatum, the lesbians, basically. But when we gonna do the gays? Y'all scared to do the gays? Y'all think the motherfuckers gonna be boxing or whatever? No, do the gays. I want to see some. The next season got to be some gay men. I need to see my people. I need to see my brothers. Okay, I got to see my gay brothers. You know what I'm saying? They deserve love too. They deserve to have a relationship tore apart. Well, let me stop. Let me stop. But I do want to see them on there. Let's be equal opportunity in this bitch, okay? You done gave us 2 seasons of the lesbians. I love that. Give us 2 seasons of gays, and then let's just go back and forth like that, or mix and mingle. There it is. I could be an executive producer. Let me put my producer hat on. But anyway, if you ain't watched it, it's on Netflix. Go ahead and watch it and enjoy the mess, okay? Y'all tell me y'all opinion. I'll see you guys later. Peace.